Thanks to the support as a channel member, John Comey. Well, frankly, I'm a little bit disappointed that it took me 19 whole days managing in Argentina to smash the club's transfer record. I say smash it, we broke it by £100,000, which in context for me, £100,000 is definitely smashing money. But the record was previously 1.6 million. We paid 1.7 million for a 32-year-old uncapped Brazilian defender, but he's full size, 6'2", Teoclesio. We needed defenders because there's been a lot going on. That's not the only transfer that's happened since you were last with me. We've sold, we knew Victorio Bilbao was going to be going. What we didn't expect is that he was going to Premier League Reading. They've had quite the comeback, haven't they? Goodness me. So he's gone to Reading for £9.75 million. But we've also let a few of our other players drift out of the club as well and started a little bit of a rebuild. So Teoclesio comes in as a defender because we only had two centre-backs. We've also brought in Inonencio Carrera, who's a 20-year-old Paraguayan international. See, we're not just signing old men for too much money. We're getting young bargains as well. 675,000 for someone who's a full international at 20 years old, 4.5 stars of potential as well. We basically didn't have any defenders, which is why we've gone out and got a load of defenders. Uriel Gonzalez is a 19-year-old centre-back who we've brought in for 400,000 with an eye on the future. We've loaned him out to get some game time. And then we've also brought in Facundo Moran, who's a 31-year-old Argentinian defensive midfielder. So he's the replacement for your fella that went off to Reading. We spent £1 million on him. So lots of transfer churn. This only getting to keep 55% of the transfer revenue is not ideal because we've sold £10.5 million worth of players, only spent 3.8 million on old men, and the budgets are all almost gone. By bringing in numbers, we've had to increase the wage spend a little bit. But yeah, I feel like I'm not getting my money's worth on selling players for £10 million. And there's other players at this club who are definitely attracting interest from fancy pants foreign clubs. Everton, Atalanta, Inter all want him. Manchester United made an offer for somebody. And I forget who it was, but we were able to turn it down. We couldn't turn Reading down, but we could turn down Manchester United. I can't wait to get to Europe and see what on earth is going on in England, because it seems like it's crazy town over there. But the regular season has finished. This is how the regular season finished. We only had one more game to play. Hold on. There we go. We only had one more game to play at the end of the last episode, so we ended up finishing 6th, which on its own won't be enough to qualify us for the Copa Libertadores. But now this bonkers League Cup thing starts. So it's like the second competition of the season, runs from August all the way through to November. And when it said group stage, I thought it was going to be like groups of 4. No, we've got a 14-team group. We've got 13 matches to play. Just to see if we can get into the top 4. And if we can, it then becomes a playoff. And then that's another potential route into the Copa Libertadores. I think the league winner go in, the League Cup winner go in, and then it goes back to league position in the league. And I think there are 6 places up for grabs. If we go back and... No, I want to look at the league stage. Show me the league. This league system is already confusing me. Right. The league, if we go to the rules, and then somewhere in here, 5 teams qualify for the Copa Libertadores group stage and 1 into the second qualifying round. So as long as, if we win the League Cup, we go straight into the group stage. If any other team who finished above us win the League Cup, we'll go into the qualifying round for the Copa Libertadores. If someone from outside the top 6, so if someone who finished below us in the league wins the League Cup, we will miss out and we'll be playing in the Copa Sudamericana next season, which we are on the verge of getting knocked out of. As you can see, we're 2-1 down from the first leg of the quarter-final against CRI of Brazil. I'm going to show you the second leg of that in this episode. I just wanted to show you how the league structure works before we get to it. So I guess we'll play... Well, you know what? We'll go and play that game first, and then we'll work out what our second match is going to be from there. But before the League Cup started, I wanted to show you the structure of it. Let's go and play... Do we know who CRI are? Crikuma. We're going to go and play them and try and stay in the Copa Sudamericana. Well, we've not had the best of starts to the League Cup, and in fact, if you go back through our last matches in all competitions, we've only won one of our last 6 matches, which isn't ideal. I think there's more of a rebuild job needed here than maybe I thought, because it's a small squad of old men that were doing quite well under their previous manager. They're not going to play well the way I like to play. But if we are going to absolutely bottle the League Cup, which there is a possibility we will based on how we've started, I'm now wondering if there's a potential route into the Copa Libertadores for winning the Sudamericana. I don't know how I would find out such a thing. It's obviously how it works in Europe. There's no mention of it on there, though. Let's just try and win it, shall we? We're 2-1 down from the first leg. This is our team for the second leg. It's Gonzalez in goal, a back four of Kano, Teoclecchio, Palazza and Carrera, Godoy and Moran in midfield. Janovic, who can only play 45 minutes. He's recovering from injury. Zalazar, who's been playing out on the left-hand side while he's been injured. And Basualdo, who I'm now pretty sure is the guy who Man United made the offer for, in behind T'other Gonzalez. Up front. Let's go win the football match. Let's get ourselves into what would be the semi-final of the Copa Sudamericana and pick up a lovely old trophy. And then we can hopefully attract some players in the next transfer window. Maybe we'll, get some money to spend, or failing that, we'll have to call up some of our youngsters or maybe sell on some of our youngsters. I need a proper rebuild, and I only got a little bit of a taste of it in that transfer window that I arrived partway through, and that's why we've mainly brought in old men, because they were cheap and we needed cheap, and that is not the start I had in mind, to quote Football Manager commentary. Oh, that's even better. We're sinking without a trace. I mean, that's lovely. I like that. Sinking without a trace. I mean, they did score with their first attack, but we are only 3-1 down on aggregate. If we can grab an equaliser relatively quickly, we're right back in this. We got an away goal as well, so as long as we don't let them score again. I don't know if away goals are a thing. Obviously, we got caught out by them in North America, but we did score away from home. So if we can make it 2-1 by half time, it's a big if, but if we can, we're level pegging. We've not started very well, and now our striker is injured, which is very problematic because he's not very good. He's 35 years old, and yeah, I mean, a perfect example of the kind of problem that I've got here. We've got a bunch of old men, and I've brought in more. I realise I'm making the problem worse, and I do wonder if the way Argentina is going to work is we're going to have our wonder kids that we'll get for a year or two until they go to Europe, but we'll never get them to maturity. And then anyone who's any good in their 20s is playing in Europe. So the only way to get quality is to then get the guys in their 30s. So we probably need to find a balance of teenagers that we know we can't really build around, but make the most of them for the year or two that they're here. Old men at the end of their career. And then you make up the numbers with, I guess, physical, energetic guys who aren't very good, but can do all the running for the old men who are in their 20s, and kind of find some kind of balance in there. And we're nowhere near that balance at the moment. We don't really have any of those in the middle players. We had one and we just sold him to blooming Reading. I don't know how he managed to stay here for as long as he did. He did like 4 years with us. As soon as I come in, he insists on leaving. Oh yeah, we are sinking without a trace now. That was just too easy. I mentioned we don't have much of a defence. As you can see, we still don't. We, believe it or not, we've improved it. But yeah, I don't want to see the replay of that. That was hideous. I think the plan for the rest of this season might be just get to the end of the season and rebuild. I don't know what the board expectation is of me in this Leagues Cup. I don't know how likely it is that we can drag ourselves up to the top 4. I mean, we finished 6th in the league that included everybody. So top 4 in this mini league, which is half the teams, theoretically, we should be able to do. Unless, of course, 6 of the best teams from the main league are in our half of this one. And I haven't looked at that, but that could be a situation. But Yeah, we need to sort this rotten form out. In all competitions, we are just in rotten form, and that's our record signing there, who, as a centre-back, has been dragged out of position, missed his tackle, and, I mean, he may as well have given away a goal. It's only through poor shooting that we're not 3-0 down at home. We might not be as good as the Brazilian teams. I mean, what's the point of us qualifying for the Copa Libertadores if this is how we play in matches against the Brazilian teams? Right, we need to take off Janovic, so Flores is going to come on for him, and we'll swap him over to that side. I'm also going to take off Gonzalez and bring on Chiro, and we're going to go attacking. We've got to try, but I suspect our run in the Copa Sudamericana is ending here, unless we have a genuinely spectacular second half. I don't know if away goals are in this, but obviously they've scored 2 now compared to our 1. So if away goals are a thing, we need to score 4 times in this second half, and we've just given away a penalty. Oh my God. This is not what I was planning for. I think I've come in and made this team worse. I've sold our best player, replaced him with a journeyman who's not very good. I mean, it was out of my control. He was going to force through a move. We've all had player mutinies in FM24. We know what a big deal they are. If I'd have denied him his move to England, then he was our best player, our most senior leader. He would have just kicked off and we would have been in rotten form anyway. We were kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place because we hadn't done any scouting. I'd been here like a week, so we didn't have a bunch of players. Arriving in the transfer window was super difficult because we haven't got that bank of players that we're keeping an eye on, that we know we want to bring in, that we would normally have after 6 months at a club. I mean, look at that. That's awful. That pass is awful. So we've sold our best player, didn't have a replacement lined up, had to panic buy someone who wasn't as good. And now look at the state of us. We are all over the place. And if you're Basualdo, who is attracting interest from Serie A, from the Premier League, it doesn't encourage you to stick around, does it? Oh, dearie me. Right. I don't really know what to change. The bench is rotten. I mean, look at the state of it. Just gonna take our medicine. We're gonna go very attacking. We're gonna demand more. I don't think we're going to score 4 goals. I mean, the ridiculous thing is, our opponents today, our esteemed opponents, are actually scoring below their XG at the moment. So, regardless of how poorly we're playing, if they actually were any good at finishing, we'd be even further behind. We've got 1 back. Imagine if we come back from here. Maybe the answer is always all out attacking. Apologies for not showing you the replays, but when I'm not having a nice time, I don't want to see the goals again, even the ones we score. I mean, if we do grab the 4th, I might watch that. I tell you what, it's happening. It is. We still need 2 more. And that might not even be enough. We might still need 3 more. So don't get ahead of yourselves just yet. But we are showing some signs of life now, which is nice. He's good. I don't expect him to be here beyond the end of this season, though. We're now majorly overscoring our XG. This scoreline, even though we've been pathetic, is actually flattering us, which I think is a problem in and of itself. We don't really have another attacker to throw on. Right, he can play centre forward. He's not very good, though. We're going to play him up front. Are we? Yeah, we are. We've got to sling men forward. We still need to score 3 more goals. Do we need 4 defenders on at a time like this? We probably don't, but we don't have any more midfielders. We've got wingers and fullbacks and things to bring on. Just keep attacking, gentlemen. Let's save a little bit of face. Let's have an equaliser so we can at least say we drew the home game, narrowly lost the away game. We don't need to look at how we were completely outclassed over both of the matches, to be fair. And I think they are going to just confirm things here at the end, as we, once again, looking pretty aimless defensively. And they're just knocking the ball around us with ease. And again, it's their pathetic finishing that stops things looking even worse than they actually were. but we are out of that now. No South American Europe trophy for us this year. So that makes this League Cup that we've bottled the start to all the more important. So let's show you the next match in that against Club de Gimnasia y Esgrima La Plata, who, I mean, I want to know how good they are. I want to see where they finished in the league. So so they finished 14th in the actual league. We should win this game. This should be our first win in the League's Cup, or the League Cup. The League's Cup was in North America, wasn't it? Let's go do a football. Right, we've made a couple of changes for this league game. We've swapped out one rubbish left back for a different one. So rubbish old man Albero Cano drops down to the bench to be replaced by rubbish younger man Wilson Fernandez. We've also moved Zalazar out onto the left-hand side. Guilherme, our Brazilian attacking midfielder, comes back in, and Janovic, who's still recovering from injury, drops back down to the bench. This is our must-winniest of must-win games that we've had so far here in Argentina, because if we don't win this one, we are really setting ourselves up for a very difficult time. This isn't a play each other twice league setup. This is you get one shot at each team. 13 matches. Once we're 3 matches in, we're closing in on being a quarter of the way through the whole thing. And if we're a quarter of the way through with no wins, it becomes quite challenging to end up in the top 4, especially when you see that River Plate currently not in the top 4 themselves. So I imagine they're going to push on. And that means the teams that are currently occupying those top positions are quite hard to catch. So it's must win. Please, can we win? Our form is absolutely rotten. But we do need to turn it around and pick up a win sooner or later. I mean, defensively, we are so bad. I don't really know what I could do about it, aside from waiting to the end of the season and trying to bring in more players. I think if we continue to be pathetic, we'll reach a point where all those 5-star potential players down in the dev center, there's like 8 of them. Most of them are only like 1.5 to 2 stars of current ability, but I think we reach a point where we just call them all up into the first team and bin off the old men and just go with the kids. And if they're not good enough, at least we're developing youngsters whilst losing matches, as opposed to losing matches just for the sake of it, which is what we've been doing so far. Right, Fernandez, one of the aforementioned not very good left backs. Godoy, back to our star defender, Palasa. He's one of our youngsters. He's very good, and that's our centre forward. Apparently that was a corner, so maybe it wasn't as pathetic as I thought it was. I thought he'd just absolutely scuffed it. It looks like maybe a defender got involved. So Salazar's taking the corner. It's supposed to be in-swingers from both sides. What is this out-swinging nonsense? I mean, you've seen what happens when you do an out-swinging corner. They're just worthless. We need in-swingers. Look at us. We are bottom. This is not okay. We need to drag ourselves up this league. See if I mean, why have some teams played 5 matches already? I guess, I don't know. I don't understand Argentina at all. I wonder, I'm finding this as the league structure is more confusing here than it was in America. Obviously, player registration in America was nonsense. But the actual league structure, once I got my head around it, was relatively straightforward. This, I don't really know what the main thing you're supposed to want to win is. Is it the league or this League Cup? It looks like it's similar to what it was in Mexico when I managed there a few years ago. It's like there's 2 national championships that take place one after the other and have different formats. Are they equal billing? Because that seems weird. But, can we do a goal, please? This has been the worst start we've had at a club so far, I think. We are... Oh my word. What was that from our goalkeeper? It's becoming comical. Left back is a massive weakness, but you can't blame left back for this. Our centre-back partnership and right back should be okay now. Our midfield should be okay now. I refuse to believe having a dodgy left back is causing all of these problems. I mean, not having a proper striker is a big problem as well, but we are rock bottom on 1 point at the moment. And yeah, this is not ideal. Right, Moron in midfield to Godoy. Tio Clecchio, money well spent he was. We'll probably bin him off in the next window. Just what a panic signing. Basualdo is in. That's a penalty. He got tackled in the penalty area. That must be a penalty. He's our only good player. We need to build the entire team around him because everyone else is absolute bobbins, as you've just seen again there. I mean, match stats-wise, we should be winning, but we don't have a striker, so we're not scoring. Get off. I mean, you're no better, but get on. Try something. You, swap the left back. And then, I mean, get him on as well. We're trying different options. I recognise I could have gone 2 up top there, but I don't know that it's any disadvantage taking off Gonzalez compared to keeping him on. He's useless, isn't he? He was attracting interest from European clubs at one point. That seems to have disappeared. I've broken him in 6 or 7 matches. I've not been here very long, and I've already broken the striker. He just doesn't play my way. I tell you what we need, a tall South African man. And I don't know that this form is going to encourage him to come and play for us, but goodness me, we are going to be trying super duper hard when his contract at Charlotte expires. We've got to go very attacking here. We've got to score. We've got to score twice. But, see, that's so unlucky. It's come off the inside of the post, gone across goal, and there's no one there to turn it in. The same thing happens at the other end, and they score from it. We're not even getting the luck go our way. That's when you know Football Manager's turned against you. When even, like, the lucky breaks are going against you. We've lost our team leader, and I want to do a double blind experiment. I want to go back, reload, and see if we're any worse or any better keeping the guy who went to England but have him play a mutiny compared to losing him, having the rest of the team be grumpy that he's gone, and obviously actively losing him as well. The only game I've won, he was still here. We haven't won a game since he left. And that's a problem in losing. I mean, this. I've been FM'd many times over the years and it never gets any easier. I hate it. Don't think we're winning the League Cup, are we, folks? I'm just going to check in with the club vision to see if there's a danger I could get sacked off the back of this. They want me to reach the quarterfinal, so we've got to get into the top 4. I mean, we've passed these 2. Maybe I can save myself by winning the Copa Argentina. That one is required, though. That doesn't look good, does it? I came in. Was it here? Was that my first game? Can't even remember now. I think that's where I joined. It's not been great since then. And I've heard of the next 3 teams we're playing. So that's probably, oh, goodness me. At this rate, I could get sacked in an away game against the Moron department. That wouldn't be great. Well, if you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. Thank you very much to my beautiful Patreon folk. And thank you very much for watching. I can't speak. I'm going to get sacked. I'm off to Brazil.